Welcome to That's Pretty Neat with Rodger and Stefan, where we discuss neat, holistic, regenerative agriculture.
So Rodger, we're about spending around at most a day and a half in a pasture.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you recommend we do that?
So what's the number of pastures you've got?
26.
Okay. So if we did a day in a pasture, we'd have a 26-day recovery period. If we did 2 days in a pasture, we'd have 52 days recovery period. Okay. What I felt we needed was about a 40 to 45-day recovery period. Now, your ranch, when we started, was almost completely annuals.
Correct.
And we're trying to change over to these perennials. So what we're doing we've been plotting the speed of growth. So for the first 6 weeks of the growing season, you stayed in the drought reserve and you didn't move at all. You let the entire ranch start growing. After the 6 weeks, I think we were 4 days short of the 6 weeks when we felt it was time to move.
Yeah.
And so just prior to the 6 weeks being over, we then said, okay, let's do a day and a half move, which would put us roughly at that 40 to 45 day mark. So 26 days was too little, 52 was too much, but about 40 was right. So by doing a day and a half move, what we're doing is we're coming in, and as you can see, we've hardly touched it.
Yeah.
So, the part of you is saying, well, no, why didn't we stay and graze at all? And I'm saying, no, we want to leave it. Because by going very fast, what they're doing is generally, and this isn't 100%, but generally, they're taking the annuals. And then they're taking some of the perennials, but not all of them. Now, what that means is all the stuff that we miss because we left so much before we left, all the stuff that we left now gets to complete its life cycle and go to seed.
Yeah.
So if you look over there at that needle grass, you see it's going to seed.
Yep.
So that's our goal, is to get the perennials the break that they need so that they can go to seed. Now, and then the recovery period being 40 days, when we return, it will look like nothing was grazed at all. So the half that got to go to seed had a whole year growing, and the half that didn't, that we took twice in the summer, was highly nutritious and made our cattle as fat as possible. So we're balancing for, traditionally we just made decisions for the best for the cattle. Now we're saying, no, let's make a decision for what's best for the land and the cattle and the profitability of the whole operation. And that's where the complexity of planning is. We're not planning for just one or the other. We're planning for all three.
Yeah.
So that's why we selected to go for 1.5 days and speed it up once we had allowed it to get going and not go too fast and not go too slow. If we did 1 day, we wouldn't have enough recovery period. If we did 2 days, we'd have too much. And we'd be taking too much and not allowing it to go to seed. 1.5 days, we've split the difference, and I think it's looking about right.
So today we are 1 day in a pasture. We're going to be here a few more hours, and we're going to move to the next one.
So basically, when they lie down to chew their cud, which they're starting to do, when they stand up, it's off to the next pasture.
Correct.
4 hours from now.
4 hours from now, that's right.
Perfect. That'll be pretty neat to see them move.
It's going to be so neat.
It's going to be pretty neat. Yeah.
You can follow Rodger at d2gftf.com and also on his socials at Rodger Savory Holistic Management on YouTube and Facebook. We are Las Cumbres Ranch. You can follow us on social media at Las Cumbres Ranch over all platforms. And thanks for tuning in. It's been real neat.